how is it that we have the freedoms to do some of the stupid things we do today? For example, how is it that women have the right to vote in elections? How is it that someone like me has the ability to speak in front of you today and not only state the facts that I have learned, but a few of my own personal opinions? I believe that all of us know this answer. The answer is that we have freedom to do so. But here's my question for you to ponder. How did we achieve this freedom, and what was the cost of the freedom that we have? When this nation was founded on July 4th, 1776, there was already many people who had already paid so much for just the few freedoms that they had achieved. Many members of the original 13 colonies had to suffer through the control and power that the British government tried to push onto them to keep the control of the original country. What I want to show you today is the sacrifice and the payments that many of our citizens had to face just so that we have the freedom to speak, to believe in our religion, to have the rights to own a gun, and to do anything we want. But how did we sacrifice? We sacrifice by having people, men and women, who are willing to take their lives and go out and fight against the people who try to take away our freedom. I have been studying the specific topic of military and the help that they have been providing since high school. And I really have pushed myself to be involved in the military and to know what's going on in the news based on military. However, I also have an attachment to the military. My father has been in the United States Air Force for 13 years and has been previously in the United States Marine for 2.5. He really sparked my curiosity by being in the military, and then going through my ancestry, I have found that I have several links to military itself. Alfred Tennyson once said, "There's not to reason why, there's but to do or and die." When he is saying this, he's talking about the military and how that when someone in the military goes into a battle or to war, theirs is not the question to ask why they are there, but to do what they are doing because they know it's right. They are there to basically follow orders. It is a mentality that is very important for our military in order for it to work. So I want to take you back to the 1770s, when even before America was founded, and the Army was created to protect, and it was of people who did what they needed to do to protect the lifestyle they originally did not have before. Because they gave up their lives, their freedoms, and their beliefs to fight for what was right, we have the country we have today. The Continental Congress founded the military in 1775. The original three branches were the Navy, the Army, and the Marines. The Coast Guard was founded not long after to help for closer protection along the borders of the coastline. The United States Air Force wasn't established until September 18, 1947, and became the fifth and final branch to make up the U.S. military. Though out of 300 years, the military has been the protectors of America and helped aid several different countries. They have fought in several different wars and other skirmishes or battles to help keep this country safe. Marcus Luttrell, the author of a book called Lone Survivor, said, "I will never quit. My nation expects me to be physically hard and mentally stronger than my enemies. If knocked down, I will get back up every time. I will draw on every remaining ounce of strength to protect my enemies and to accomplish our mission. I am never out of the fight." There are many military members who agree wholeheartedly with this statement. The military that we have today is stronger, but at the same point, it faces challenges just like you and me. Not only are the military men and women that fight for our military affected by the wars on terror, the world wars, the threats, but their families are affected as well. As a military daughter, I watched my father get called to deployment, but by a blessing that I felt from God, his deployments got canceled, only to be found that about 2 weeks into when he would have been deployed, the areas that he was going to be deployed to were attacked, and not many survivors survived the attack. The Marines have a saying, or more of an honor code. It's called Semper Fidelis, which means always faithful. The military is a brotherhood, a system where everyone has everyone else's back. It's not one for all it's all for one. Other sayings like never leave a man behind ring true through the military. In closing, there is just one final quote I'd like to say from the former governor of Alaska, Sarah Palin. And I think this quote really rings true. And if you don't feel it, I hope maybe after you hear this, someday you will feel it. She says, "America's finest, our men and women in uniform, are a force for good throughout the world, and that is nothing to apologize for."